Alrighty, I think it is live. Let's see. Which one is this? Oh, wait. There it is. Okay. Hello, everybody. Hey, I don't know if I have live chat set up to show up on the live stream or not, but I'm back. Wow. It's been way too long. I'll be the first to say, my bad. Sorry for being gone so long on the live streams. To make up for that, I am trying my best starting today. I'm gonna try to do an actual, how do I say this? Streaming schedule now that, I've kind of got a new, setup with a new webcam I bought. So I got 3 again. And yeah, I kind of figured that with the new, setup and, all that kind of stuff, it might change the format of these live streams a little bit. So, instead of just focusing on, building one character for the whole stream, my thought was maybe, it could be more of, a chill kind of hangout, I'll work on stuff while we meander and talk. And then, in addition to that, I've got a couple older, older characters that I finished and then just never made a showcase for. Mostly just because, I procrastinated it and then I forgot, and then before I knew it, it was already, a really long time ago. If you guys are wondering why I keep looking up, it's because I got 2 monitors, and the YouTube one's right there, and the live one is up there, so I keep looking up at it. But yeah, hey, 7 viewers, what's up, everybody? But yeah, so I figured before we start this live stream, I'd just do those kind of little bit of an announcement where I'm gonna try my best to live stream once a week, starting now on Wednesdays, somewhere between 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. and then stream for around an hour, maybe longer if I'm feeling it. And yeah, so you guys don't have to worry about necessarily missing a stream now that I'm gonna be having a schedule, and I'm gonna try my very best to stick to it. And that's a pinky promise. And I take pinky promises very seriously, okay? Okay. Yeah. So, what was I doing? Right. So, today, we're gonna rip apart Elmo, and try to turn him into that cute little, animated Bendy. Not the monster one, specifically the goofy little one. So that's the plan. We're probably not going to get super far in today's live stream, but we'll see. So at the moment, I kind of just want to show you guys the new setup. And then we'll jump into what I'm calling live showcase. So basically, I'm going to officially show you guys my BoxyBoo custom figurine. He's been finished for a really long time because I've been working on him for a project, but that project has been kind of on the back burner for a while. But now that I've finished some other projects, it's finally on the chopping block. So I'm going to be using this guy very soon for a really cool project. So look forward to that. And yeah, what else did I made a little sticky note here. What am I supposed to talk about? Right. If you're watching this after it's live, I'm gonna attempt to put some timestamps just so you can find the BoxyBoo showcase segment versus just the regular building section or that kind of stuff. And yeah, I think the last thing I was going to say before we get started here, what was I saying? Oh, my brain. Oh, it's blanked. It's blanked. Right. This is like the live showcase will basically be like identical to a regular showcase, but with a lot more ums in it. Basically, is what you're gonna be getting. I know what I was about to say. The plan is to do these like live showcases, and then I'm gonna download the live stream and basically chop the showcase part out of it and post that as a separate video in addition to the live stream, so that if somebody wants to see just the little kind of no scripted showcase, they can see that in its own video. So yeah, hopefully that made sense. I swear that's what I wanted to say. How's everybody doing? Is my audio and everything good? Like the music's not too loud, I'm not too loud or too quiet. My mic's like over here. I'm not like muted or anything, that'd be awkward. I'm not like cool. Okay. And yeah, I have my new setup, so I can actually see the live chat now instead of having to pull. Don't mind that. Instead of having to pull it up on my phone. And yeah, so will this Elmo be used for the tutorial? My thought was with this one, I'm gonna just kind of explain it as I go. I'm not sure if I'm gonna end up doing a full-blown tutorial or not, but I do have 3 characters already picked out for the Elmos I have. So I'm hoping that if you guys want to do your own, you can kind of like follow the basic steps of what I'm gonna do. Like after the showcase, I'll show you guys how to basically de-skin Elmo without breaking him, and then from there pretty much leave it to you guys to be creative on your own stuff. And yeah, so I was messing around with my shortcut keys here, so I'm still a little new to it. So the first one is sort of a standard setup here, like a top-down camera and my webcam right here. I don't know if I have the live chat turned on for that one, but we'll see. And then for number 2, we got same cameras, just flip-flop, so tiny top-down, larger webcam. Number 3 is we swapped to kind of this closer up one for like smaller things, so like I can kind of show this off a little better right here than right here, if that makes sense, because I can like set it down and show. I don't know. This is the current setup I got. Pretty much 3 cameras, one on that side, one on that side, and then one top down. And then I'm gonna keep this setup for a while, so I actually put like I hung up a mirror directly behind it right there, so I can see myself as well while I'm like working on costumes and stuff. So yeah, I think that's the majority of it. So I got them all by themselves as well. Yeah, there's all 3. Woo. Oh, I want to get either an extension cord for my headphones eventually, or just like a Bluetooth one, because every time I want to stand up to do something, I have to pretty much take my headphones off. But honestly, that's mostly just because I like hearing the background music in addition. Let me put my Crocs on, because some of y'all are freaks. But yeah, so I can also sort of stand back here for these live streams, do a little strut. Here, we'll put that up. All right, Elmo. I was messing around with this earlier. Elmo, you fought me for the last time. I'll kill you. Yeah. Ugh. Okay, I'm done messing around now. But yeah, so like I was saying, I want these live streams to kind of be a bit more on the like chill side, nothing like too crazy. Just cause like, I'll be real, I was a little nervous going live again, just cause like anxiety and stuff. So I think if I try to keep these live streams more on the like chill, kind of like whatever side, if that makes sense, it'll be easier for me to like want to go live, because like some days I get like kind of panic attacks, I guess. And yeah, but yeah, so what was the other two things? Okay, so that's pretty much the entirety of the like setup part I wanted to show you guys. And now let's get into the impromptu live showcase. So I'm gonna try my best to kind of show you guys everything with my custom BoxyBoo figurine. I technically made him a long time ago, but let's see here. There we go. But I never ended up doing an actual showcase on him, so I decided to try to do it on this live stream, and then pretty much just repost this section as its own little video for those who aren't in the live, but still want to see the little showcase. So basically you just get an unscripted showcase with a lot more ums in it. And yeah, so I guess the easiest way to start the showcase is to just sort of show it to you. So this is my custom BoxyBoo figurine. I like to think I did a pretty good job. If you've been here for a while, you know I don't aim for like 100% accuracy and stuff. I kind of just mostly go for like, as long as it fits the vibe and it's kind of like my own style, like art style, I think it looks good enough. So it's not exactly like a one-to-one recreation, if that makes sense. So it's like my own little spin on Boxy. But yeah, so he's got this, the way I colored part of him was I actually used some fabric for this like almost fur effect on this like middle section, and then this like core sides are all popsicle sticks painted like slightly darker blue, and then I did like a dark wash on the entire thing. And yeah, the little star isn't perfect, but I think it kind of adds to the effect, I guess. And yeah, so the lid isn't really, it doesn't lock, it's just on like two little hinges right here and there. And then there's a Lego like port right there, and another one on the back side. Bit of paint scratched there, but that's not really important. I'll show you guys in a sec. And then on the bottom side there are two holes, and you can kind of see it with the glare. There's also two Lego pegs here. Hey, Atomics in chat, what's up? How's it hanging? And yeah, so it's got the two on the bottom as well, and then I made these two little flaps on the side to kind of cover the like arm holes. Unfortunately, they sometimes get a little too flush, so I have to use like an X-Acto knife or something like something flat to kind of like get it and like pry it up. So it would be more of like the plan is to like stop motion animate these flaps on the side, and maybe use like green screen to move this one around, because this guy is in a project that is on the way. And when I say on the way, I mean it is the next one on the chopping block. So I'm currently like throwing my entirety of my being into it. But yeah, so it's just the same thing on the other side, but instead of it being a like whole Lego piece, it's a post, so you can kind of see it in there. Greetings from New Zealand. Oh, that's cool. Hello. Oh wait. Hello. And yeah, so pretty much he's kind of like a Build-A-Figure. I use Legos and stuff. I personally think that Legos as like a crafting supply is like a really good idea, because you can get these like simple like locking joints to connect things if you're making like custom figures and stuff. So personally, I'm in the boat where I don't care if I kind of like destroy like Legos to use the functionality side of it for a project. So that's kind of like how I feel about using these things. And honestly, I think more people should do it. But yeah, so next piece, let's see here, tilt that down, is this little stand. Oh my god, it's dusty. It's this little stand here. It's mostly green so that I can key it out. And if you notice, it has to be kind of this L shape, and I'll show you that more in a second on why. But essentially, it's mostly just so that he can stand up with his spring legs still, because like, let's be real, if he just had spring legs and no extra support, he wouldn't stand up. And instead of having like a second like another like post directly under him to like hold him up in the center like this, like that, the reason that's not a good idea is because if I film it from a specific angle and that green rod is in the middle there and his 2 spring feet are on both sides, and then I key it out, there'll be holes in the leg behind the rod, if that makes sense. So this leg would be totally fine, but this leg would have like a green, like a keyed out hole in front of it if the camera was from like that perspective. So in other words, I put like a bunch of metal pieces in here and like hot glued them in to make it heavy, and then I used a little metal piece and a rod. And then at the top here, it's got this little piece. I added this because it leaned forward a lot, so this little L piece helps keep the box part steady. And yeah, so this piece just sort of slots in like this, like that. I recommend, if you are going to use Lego pieces for this, to use the double length ones, just because they'll secure in place longer, or further, I guess, if that makes sense, and it just makes a more sturdy connection. So that clicks in there, like so, and we got like a little Boxy half started here. And yeah, I'll just show you guys I'll just show you guys his little limbs separately. So here's his 2 feet. They have these little toe spikes on them. They're just black on the bottom, a little covered in felt to give them that like fur effect. And then for the legs, what I did was I took a metal slinky, and some good old wire cutters, nipped it up into some smaller size pieces, and then I stretched it and kind of bent the metal with some pliers to kind of permanently stretch it out into this like coil shape. And then after that was done, I took red fabric and just glued it as I was going around it. And you can kind of see the seam on there, but honestly, whenever there's like a seam on like my characters and stuff, when it comes with this stuff, I honestly like to kind of almost highlight them, like add some black paint, kind of make it look like there's like actually a seam there. That's just me, but yeah. So on the top, it's got this Lego piece connected. It's very secure in there, and then basically, all I do, it's technically easier if he's not already on the stand, but all I do is just sort of click him in place here. Which side is this? make sure I get them on the right sides. That's kind of why I chose the... Which slide is this? Did I label these? I did not. There we go. They're both set up slightly different, so I want to make sure the spring goes in the right way. Mostly just because I want it to look correct. I really am. This is why my showcases take so long to come out. Because normally I would cut out this part. I really just put those in backwards. What is this, a USB port? There we go. So you can kind of see they just clip in place. And then it's the same height as them, so it's like technically he's standing from this and these are just like loose, if that makes sense. But yeah, so there's his little legs. And then for his arms, I did the exact same thing with the coil part. And then I did the like whole Lego piece, if that makes sense. And I made his little hand look like this. And you might be wondering what this piece on the back is for. That's so that when he's like facing the camera, I can, instead of having to stop motion animate him, I can just wear a green screen and kind of like move him around with my hand. And since it's behind this spring, it shouldn't like key out any of it, if that makes sense. And then lastly, with both hands, is I used a set of Lego minifigure legs for these finger joints here on these. It's not all four of them. These two are static; they're glued in place, and then these two can kind of close a little and open. It's mostly so that if I want to like stop motion animate them or kind of have the hands move a little bit, I can do that when editing. And then depending on the angle, I actually connected this piece again with Legos, so that the only part that shows is just this little clip piece. I don't think it stands out that much, but then I can like clip it on to be able to like move it around. You guys like this little like live impromptu showcase format? I'm kind of digging it. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the live chat and or in the comments on this video once I repost it. But yeah, so the other hand is basically identical, just reversed, like so. And yeah, so they clip in just like the legs do. And because they're Legos, it can rotate 360 right there. So I can like fully, it gives me a lot of range of motion, if that makes sense. Like it can fully like rotate and sometimes pop off. Pop off? My Hero Vigilantes reference? That show is goated, by the way. Do the kids still say goated? I don't know. But yeah, so we got most of them put together. You can see he's looking pretty cool so far. Now we got one final piece, not counting this little stack of Legos, because the head kind of makes him a little top heavy, but it should be fine when I go to film because I'll be able to kind of like work with it. But if I'm like displaying him, I like to put a piece right here as well, just because like over time with the head in addition to the legs and stuff, it does kind of like tilt forward and I just don't want it to fall over. So I just made this like little makeshift Lego stack. But yeah, so flip it up and then you would just peg in the custom head. But I'll show you this real fast first. Oh, that's fine. But yeah, so at the moment it is locked in place with this Lego piece that I glued and painted, and basically it's just like a little box that opens and closes, but in the connection area I put like black fabric going from up here all the way down, crossing the seam there, and that's why it looks like it keeps going. And then I kind of added this like hot glue effect with all of these little sharp teeth pieces and nail pieces and some toothpicks. So it's like actually a little pointy, like a couple of these are metal, but I honestly think that adds to the freakiness of the whole thing. And then I kind of added this like glossy like eye effect where it's kind of like his eyes are like really big. And yeah, so his neck piece actually has a core going through it. It's like this, I think it was like a lamp, like one of those like clip-on lamps, like the neck piece, where it's like that kind of like bendable wire where it like it'll hold its shape. So I like kind of twisted it around and did this like thing, kind of glued it together, but it's still relatively flexible. And then at the bottom here I glued in some Lego pieces and made it flat so that when I plug it into the torso it looks pretty cool. And yeah, so to unlock this piece here, it's just I forget what the term is for this like square hole piece, but there's or like plus, I guess it's a plus. There's another one in there, so you kind of just have to slot it off of that and pull it out, so it's just like a click and then like that. And then after that's out, his head just doesn't have anything besides fabric connecting it, so he can open his mouth completely, which I think is kind of cool looking, to kind of be like chomp. And then I made sure to, when I was gluing all the different teeth in, to kind of line it up so that he can close his mouth completely, and then like slowly like open it and then be like kind of thing. Hopefully it'll look really cool once I put the entire video together. It'll probably be a little while, but make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're interested in seeing that. And now, for the final adieu, before we rip the skin off of Bendy, or Elmo, to make him Bendy. Okay, this piece just sort of clicks in here. And then we'll just scooch him back a little so you guys can see him. And mostly, I didn't really think about this while I was building him, but like the metal in his head does kind of make him a little top heavy, so that was another reason I had to like heavily secure the base and stuff. But yeah, so if I want to make him move, all I have to do is pop this little piece back in here, wear a green screen suit, and then kind of just like pretty much like puppeteer him, if that makes sense. And like I can make him close and open his mouth. If I want to, I can like bend his neck a little bit more to kind of like straighten it out, make it tall, or kind of like bend it down a little bit. I just have to be careful to not like break it. And yeah, so that is the entire BoxyBoo showcase that I procrastinated for about a year and a half. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little impromptu showcase full of ums. And if you're watching this as its own video, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're watching this on the live stream, we got an Elmo to get to. So, fuck. You didn't hear that. I would never swear. Never. I would never fucking swear in my life. Uh-oh. Shit. Uh-oh. Fuck. Don't demonetize me. Alright. So, what do you guys think of that? That was just kind of like the idea I had, where it was like, we kind of take a little bit, like maybe like 20 minutes. How long have we been going for? 30 minutes? Okay, it was about 20 minutes, and basically I'm just gonna chop that bit and make it its own little video. What do you guys think? I kind of thought it was fun. just doing like a little impromptu live. If you guys have any questions, I can totally show you some more on him. But we are now to the fun part. So, I know I was saying I wanted to do a tutorial on how to make your own character, but to be honest, I just haven't had the motivation to do it. So hopefully doing this on like a live stream will help you guys if you ever want to copy the idea. You can kind of just follow this upcoming bit I'm about to do to kind of show you guys how to take his skin off without also breaking him, because when I first did the helpy one, I pretty much completely finished him, and then right at the end I broke one of the wires and it really sucked, so I had to fix him. It took forever. So to hopefully avoid that, I'll kind of go over how to rip his skin off. But before that, is it this one? Yeah, there we go. Let's have him do his little dance one last time. Wait, I want to dance with him. Okay, Elmo. How do I do this? Okay. Now, as long as Elmo doesn't commit on a live off the side of this, will be great. Okay, is it this one? Yeah. Wait. Elmo, you gotta get in frame. The elbow slide. The elbow slide. Elbow slide. I don't know if this is cringe or not, but hopefully you guys like this kind of goofier videos. Shut up! Shut up! It's okay. He's fine. I just saw myself in the thing slamming Elmo's face on the table. That made me chuckle. Okay. There we go. And yeah, so let's see. Here we are. It is officially time. I really need to get like an extension cord for my headphones now. So if you're seeing this, you want to make your own custom Elmo inspired little dude, but you don't want to mess up the wires. So basically, the wires, the main parts you want to watch out for is the arms on the back side. They're kind of wrapped with a wire, so you don't want to like start there because you could nip it, if that makes sense. So you could snip the wire. The back side, like this seam area, is relatively safe to start. Thanks, I like being silly. And then on the bottom side here, where all the little internals and the batteries are, you have to take apart all of these. You have to basically all the screws, and then you take off this bottom segment. It doesn't come off all the way, it just sort of lifts off, and then the base of the fabric that is connected at the feet is just connected with like a slightly strong adhesive on the inside, so you can kind of just pry that off and then be able to slide off most of the fabric. So, ugh. Elmo, rude. Now let me cut your skin off. The sin of spin. Alright, so I think I'll just start on the base here with these screws. I recommend having a like all-purpose kind of screwdriver if you're on the crafting side, just because it helps not having to find like a billion different screwdrivers, you know? try to see this. Yeah, let's see. Let me read some comments. Crab game. Yes. Elmo's anatomy class. Everybody got their Elmo, right? Alright, let's get started. First, you bring out the hammer. But no, I love the hammer. You have, well, Rose Thorn, you have one question. Do I have any pro tips for people getting started in the basic crafting community? I mean, number one tip, from somebody who's been building stuff for a really long time, don't compare your work to others. That's the easiest thing to say. Because, like, I know it can be discouraging sometimes when you see somebody do something similar but then better, or you think it's better. And honestly, that's not a good mentality to have, because it's not a competition. It's like everybody wants to build stuff and everybody wants to have fun. So just remember, it's not a competition between other cosplayers to who has the best costume, or whether to, like, compare yourself. That's the big one at the start. When you're, like, first starting out. Basically, if we're talking, like, actual crafting, little know-hows, a thing I personally really like to do, and it kind of depends on your own situation, on if you have, like, a crafting zone or, like, a shelf. Mind you, you do have to take the batteries out when you do this. Just because I think it's on this side, but there's, like, another screw you have to get to. So, like, on this side, I think there's a screw under there that you have to get to. But yeah, so crafting, that's a good thing to tell somebody. I mean, here we go. So that piece just comes out. When you take it out, you want to make sure to not yank it, because there are wires that are connected. There are wires that are connected to a little circuit board, and it runs up the leg. So make sure you don't yank it, because you can break those. But yeah, for crafting, I know I've been kind of saying this for the last, like, 5 minutes. I would just say, just practice. Like, I've been building stuff pretty much my whole life out of cardboard. Like, even when I was little, I would, like, I have this memory of me getting a bunch of cardboard boxes and making, like, a little robot outfit out of it. It was, like, really bad, but, like, I was a little kid. And I don't know, ever since then I just liked building stuff. And I mean, it kind of just comes with time. Like, you just sort of figure little things out as you go. Like, oh, this, let's say, I like to recycle random plastic objects into my builds. Like, I don't like throwing away and wasting certain, like, potential, I call it plastic junk, but, like, honestly, I use it for, like, a lot of stuff. Some of you know my, like, drawers here. Is it this one? Yeah. This set of drawers right here is, like, completely full of, like, random plastic things. Like, I don't even know what this is from, but it looks cool, right? If I glue this to something, maybe it could be like a chest plate, or like the front of a ship or something. I don't know. Just stuff like that. I just have like a designated drawer for things like that. Like obviously, don't keep every piece of trash you have, but if you're gonna throw something away and it's like plastic and you're like, oh, this could maybe be useful for something, you could maybe hold on to it and put it in like a little drawer, like a little junk drawer, because like even stuff like this, like it's a little plastic piece I think I got from a lightsaber hilt that was broken. It's got like a kind of cool little texture on it, and I don't know, just sort of adds to it. And yeah, oh god, a lot of people are talking, but let me get these screws out of here because that's the boring part. Real fast. You're running on 3 cans of Mountain Dew, a cup of hope, and caffeine. Mood. For real, for real. I technically haven't had breakfast yet, but I woke up at like 3 p.m. because I work night shift. Not at Freddy Fazbear's, believe it or not, but yeah, my day usually starts around like 3 p.m. So I was hoping maybe like a 5 p.m., 6 p.m. start for like live streams on like a schedule sort of thing. Would be a pretty decent idea, just because it gives me like a couple hours to get ready after I wake up. Because like I have a job. It's too expensive to just do YouTube at the moment, like everything. So it's like I try to do this in my free time and just sort of have fun with it, you know. Yeah. Let's see. Yo, 0 concurrent viewers. Let's go. That's funny. Yeah. There we go. Okay. So on the bottom here, there's this little lip of fabric, and it just goes all the way around. You don't have to worry about taking out these tiny screws on these, because all that does is hold this wheel piece in place. And yeah, so this bit is just stuck down with like a bit of glue. So it's easiest if you have like a pair of pliers. You could grab it a little bit and just sort of get it started. You could probably do it with your hand too. It just might hurt your finger a little bit because you'd have to yank a little hard. But yeah, so you want to just sort of pop that off there. I'm not sure why, but my live stream says I have 0 concurrent viewers. Is anyone still in the chat? I still see somebody talking. Oh. Weird. But yeah, so what you do, you rip that off from around. Ooh. Cool, people are still here. I don't know why YouTube is saying I have 0 viewers at the moment. Whatever. And yeah, once you get that piece off, it just sort of slides up, as you can see. And then like I was saying before, you can see the wires are on the outside of the actual like skeleton. So when you go to nip the fabric off, you want to make sure you're careful, because you do not want to break those wires, because it will make your life a nightmare. Especially if you don't know how to like solder and fix that kind of stuff, because I am not good at electrical things. I am good when it comes to physical and like I guess, what's the word for non-electric stuff? Practical effects, I guess. Like my Scrap Circus baby costume is technically there's no like servos or nothing in there. It's just a bunch of hinges held together with magnets and stuff. And yeah. So once you get that off, kind of slide these up. You can see where the wires are, so you want to just make sure to avoid breaking those. So then I recommend just putting the feet back together immediately, because you don't really have to do anything with them afterwards. Because I pretty much just painted over mine on Helpy, so I don't think it's like that big of a deal. But yeah, so we'll just pop this back together real fast. Let me try to catch up on some comments here. Yes, the next step is to put Elmo on the cross. Don't worry, I've already accomplished it. I don't know why, but I kind of like when I take them apart to like not destroy the Elmo part of it anymore. Like I like to keep it intact, because I'm like, I could turn this into something. I'm like, I could make another Elmo on a cross and sell it. I don't know. It'd be kind of funny. Could you guys imagine my first like big merch item? It's just like a custom Elmo skin on a cross. Would you guys buy that? Turn him into a rug? That'd be cool. Maybe I will turn this one into a rug. I technically have one more too. But yeah, let's pop this back together. We have the technology. I gotta make sure I do this in camera for you guys. Some of you already know this, but I like to work with stuff on my laps every once in a while, so like my brain will automatically like slowly just like start moving backwards, so I'm like, I gotta make sure I keep this in frame and stuff. There you go. The State of Play didn't have any FNAF? Bruh. During Pride Month? How could they do this? I'm that annoying type of gay where during Pride Month, I'll just say, oh, during Pride Month, towards like any inconvenience. Like I stub my toe, I'll be like, how could this happen? Not during Pride Month. Hey, welcome back. Now let's see if I can find the other battery. Did I drop it on the ground? I did. Okay. I should add a person in the background just in case I'm hyper-focusing. Like another person on the live stream, or do you mean like as a bit? I mean, I live alone, so I doubt there'd be somebody willing to live stream with me. At least IRL, because all my online friends live like 30 hours away. Let's just be like that. RIP Springtrap Cam. Yeah, I had to rebind that key to a different one. I technically have... Oh, I can't really move it because the wire's not very long. I have this tiny little keyboard here where I've bound, like, I want to say maybe like 10 of the keys to stuff for, like, shortcuts. For, like, this kind of thing. Yeah, this little thing. Can't really see it. But I still have like 10 more keys that I haven't bound to things. So my thought was I might go back through and add a couple more keys onto the thing, because I have to use like this external program to do it. And like maybe bring back, not necessarily the Springtrap Cam, but like you can see Circus Baby right there. So I might next time make like a zoomed in one and do like a Circus Baby cam or something. I don't know. Oh god. Yeah. Okay. Do I still use Modibot? That's a good question. I still have the stuff they sent me for that collab I did with them. So yeah, I still use it every once in a while on random things. Last thing I used it on is actually a secret, so I'm not gonna tell you. But it is When Fate Comes Knocking related, is all I'll say. And yeah, I do use it. I don't know if they're still like a functioning company anymore though. Like it was kind of like a small business thing. So honestly, I don't know what happened to them. But I still have the shirt they sent me and most of the like figurines. I've actually used quite a few of the ones they sent me. I think I still have like a couple little bags with like a few extra arms and things in it. So yeah. What's the favorite thing I've ever made? Good question. I'd say it probably changes from time to time, and oftentimes my newer stuff becomes like my new favorite thing. But if I was to choose like one specific item, I would probably honestly say my Helpy Elmo. Something about him, it's just so funny. He's goofy, and it was like my first like attempt at something with like electronics in it. Like I didn't like program him because I just reskinned him, but I thought it was cool because like all of my other stuff I have to move manually, I guess is what I'm saying. But yeah, so got 2 more screws. I'm just gonna, I get distracted so easily. I took an ADHD test. They said I passed, which apparently means I don't have ADHD. But honestly, I think I might have just been like hyper focusing on the test, and now I'm like, damn, did I focus too hard and skew my results? I don't know. But I definitely get distracted easy, is all I know. It's 11 p.m. for you already? Well, thanks for tuning in. Gray Rat 102. Hopefully, I'll see you on future live streams. Have a good night. What the Sigma? Alright, I think... one more. Last one. Screws are always so annoying because they're boring. Alright. Now, the rest of this whole skin thing is basically a suit that's not attached. Except for around the mouth and at these eyeballs. Because these eyeballs, when you take it off, like, they're clipped through like a plastic piece holding the fabric in place. So generally, at least when I did the other two, I had to like cut the fabric around the eyes to take it off. Yeah, so here goes. If I remember correctly, I can just... Now remember, there is a wire, so you want to intentionally avoid that. But basically, I just sort of work... My fabric scissors are a little old, but kind of just do a straight line up the leg to the torso. Like that. See this little white wire? Gotta be careful. They like to get you. So then avoiding that, I recommend using your finger to kind of like feel around to make sure there's nothing in the way, because like you don't want to accidentally do anything. So then I generally kind of cut the back side of the wires up like this into a V, and then up the rest of the way. Shut the fuck up, Alexa. Sorry. Sorry, Alexa, I love you. And yeah, so basically we just sort of cut a little V here. And come on. Let me skin you already. Stop resisting. There we go. You kind of have to cut it as a V because then you're able to get the legs out from under it. Like so. Now, we've got the whole bottom half done. He took his pants off. Elmo, what the fuck? I probably shouldn't swear as much on live streams. I don't want to get banned. But yeah, as you can see on the back side, this case piece holds in the majority of the wiring, so you don't really have to worry about nipping anything. I don't remember if there's a wire on the back of his neck, so I'm just going slowly. Okay, I don't think there is. Yeah, there's no wire on the back of his neck. So as you get to the top, it gets a bit thicker because there's this like foam layer. So you just want to kind of basically nip it all the way to the back of his eyeballs. This is the safest way to avoid getting any wires and stuff. Hey. You're clipping this? Okay. Ugh. Come on. There we go. It's been so long. But yeah, okay, so now that we've got the backside pretty much filleted open, you can kind of see what I mean with these like clip pieces, like the eyeball, these like little pegs, not those, these down here. That's what's holding the fabric on the top of his head. So basically the easiest way to do it, because those suckers they're designed to not come back out after they click in, so they're really annoying. So the easiest way to do it is just be careful and kind of cut like an oval around his eyes. Technically you could cut behind his nose, like behind his nose right here, but I find it way funnier if I like cut like that and then it just leaves his nose there. I don't know. Or, wait, how did I do it before? Yeah, so I think I remember what I did next. So once you get to about like this, you should be able to just like slip majority of it just off of him. Like his arms aren't connected in, so you can kind of just like take it out of the sleeves, essentially. Just be careful with the wires. And then the only thing holding his head on, or his face on, is basically around the mouth here. So once you get to this part, if you look, there's these little bits of elastic underneath. Right in there. and there's this seam right here that goes along, and that connects it to the inside of his mouth. So basically what you want to do is you basically just want to either nip this seam here, or I think it unloops. Yeah. So this like fabric bit. Oh, there we go. It like is connected on this piece right here. I think before I just cut that piece and it came out too, so that also works. But that disconnects it from that piece, and then now the last bit we have to do is the top half of his head. There's a bit of like fluffy fabric in here, like what's it called? Cotton, I think. I could be wrong. It might be artificial, but you might make a bit of a mess. But I assume if you're devoted to doing this, you have a spot and a trash can. So the mess is on you guys. Just be careful as you go. Aw, thanks. I try to be chill. Okay, yeah, there is... I couldn't remember if there was another piece of fabric in there, but there's another set of elastic pieces under there, so I'm just gonna cut that one, actually. There we go. And that completely disconnects everything except for the eyeballs, which is the only thing holding it on. So lastly, you can either try your best to like unpeg this like back section, or maybe use like a pair of wire cutters to cut it off, or you can just cut around it and leave the eyeballs connected. I think that's what I did before, but I kind of want to see if there's an easier way to maybe just disconnect it. It looks like it's supposed to come off. I'm just messing around at this point. I'm not sure if this will do anything. I think there's another clip in here. Nah, I don't think that's going anywhere. Okay, yeah. So if you are crafting, I highly recommend getting a pair of like industrial strength scissors, because these suckers come in handy when you need to cut like difficult materials. Like these can cut through like popsicle sticks and cardboard and plastic. Don't mind that. So I'm gonna use these, and on mine, this is most like, depending on what character you're trying to make, for Bendy, I'm gonna actually make it so his mouth doesn't open and close. It's just gonna be like a solid headpiece, so it doesn't necessarily matter to me if I keep this piece intact, but I do want to, I don't really want to break it. So what I'm gonna do instead is this piece right here, this like top half of his mouth, is the part that those eyeballs are connected to. So all I technically have to do is just use my scissors and break this plastic here, and the whole thing will come off. So hopefully just snip through that, and through that, and then kind of at an angle here. One side done. This feels like a fucking medical procedure. I wonder if somebody should make a video game about this. Come on. This is why you want the really strong scissors. Hey, there we go. Okay, so it wasn't like perfectly even, but once you get that piece broken off or removed, it doesn't really matter because you can you can still use the entire thing. Like, he works like this. But yeah, so that completely removes the Elmo skin. So we officially have hey guys! What's up? I'm Goofy. Ooh. He's still here in spirit. And on the floor. But yeah, so let's see here.
Elmo!
Okay. Hey, Toby's here. What's up, Toby? So if you follow that, you should be able to get him down to this like base form. It's definitely not cursed at all. Ah! He just bit me. He's mad I took his skin. He like fell over and this like corner here got me right on my chin. Oh my god, he bit me. I'm not bleeding, I just see a little red dot. The bite of 25, exactly. Okay, so we have officially gotten the Elmo part completely gone. So now the next thing I'm gonna do is be turning this little guy into little Bendy is the goal. Now, as you know, Elmo has a mouth. Little Bendy does not. So the plan for that is I'm actually gonna remove the head entirely, and I'll show you how to do that real fast because it's actually not that difficult. But like I said a billion times, you just want to be really careful with the wires because I messed them up while being a little dumb because I was trying to cut a little back panel hole here and I just X-Acto knife directly through one of the wires. So I do not recommend that. But to get it apart, you can see there's more screw holes. There's 5 of them to get this shell piece off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll do that real fast. We have been streaming for over an hour, so I'll probably be done soon, but I want to show you guys a little bit more. Oh, yeah, we must feast on his skin. Yeah, so, let's see here. We'll do, I will recommend, so with this part, you'll need like a thin screwdriver, just because this one's really nice when it comes to different size screws, but it's too big for that. So you gotta make sure you have a thin one as well. So some of these screws are on the longer side too, so it might take a second. Ooh, the corrupted. You knocked down your Mountain Dew. Oh no! Pour one out for the homies. It just pours my monster on the Elmo. Alright, this one disconnected, I think. Get out of there. Get out of there! I'm not even. Okay. There we go. you say we must eat the skin? The skin of the sinner? Is Elmo the sinner? Oh my goodness. Okay, I was wrong. There's technically 6 screws. There's one right in his butthole. I shouldn't have said that. This is live. You guys know what I mean. There's a screw down on his backside. Yo! Thank you for the $10. Conflict Bricks. Thank you. I'm doing alright. This last week has been kind of rough, I'll be real. Like emotionally. I've been spending way too long on Twitter. So I'm trying my best to like set my phone down and focus on other things right now, just because there is a lot of negativity out there right now. So, and honestly, that's probably one of the reasons why I wanted to start live streaming again, was just because, like, I don't know, there's not like enough chill live streams nowadays, and I want you guys to have fun just as much as I do. And yeah, so like, I don't know. I really enjoyed live streaming way back in the day, and it's just one of those things I want to like start doing again. So that's one of the main reasons I'm trying to do like a weekly live stream from now on. So I'm gonna try my very best to hold myself to that. As long as there's no like emergencies, I'm gonna attempt to do like at least one live stream every week. My start time might vary a little, like I said, some of them might start later in the night or in the day, but yeah. So once you get all of those pieces off, the shell should just come right off, and then now all of these wires are exposed. So you want to be careful because, like I said, the wires are very breakable. But if you look here, there's different ports. I'll kind of explain this as best I can. Here we go. I don't know why the camera isn't picking up the different colors as well, but most of these have different colored wires connected to them. And basically, I only know this because I had to fix Helpy, but the way it works is these different little plugs all go to a different limb. So, and they're color coded, so you can see the orange, blue, and white one goes to this foot, and it clips in there. And then this one goes to that foot, and it clips in there. And those are like the power source ones. And then these little ones go to like the arms and the buttons on the arms. And then I believe this yellow one in the middle here, I think. Yeah, this yellow one in the middle here actually goes down and around to the front side, which also just lifts off, but you want to be careful because the speaker is connected inside of this little shell piece by some screws. And right here on the side there's like these little molded pieces that the wires kind of clip in. Like you can see one right there where that orange wire goes, and then there's one right there where this white wire goes. For Helpy, I took this all apart and kind of left these middle pieces exposed because I wanted to have that shot of, basically of Helpy, like the internals like moving around and stuff, because I thought it looked really cool. So that's why I took Helpy apart and made it so his belly could open. If you're making your own, you don't have to do that. Like, you could technically stop at the de-skinning part and then just put like a new skin on him and like customize the head. Like, you could technically stop there. But since Tiny Bendy, since his head doesn't like move in like the open and closed mouth way. That's the word, like in an open and closed sort of thing. I'm actually gonna remove his head completely. And the way to do that is with these little plugs down here. So this one goes to his head. It's the blue and green wire, runs down to here. So all I gotta do is be careful while I unplug it. But honestly, I'm not gonna use it for anything else, but I just don't want to break it for the rest of it, if that makes sense. So you wanna just sort of grab it. Highly recommend pliers, just because they are definitely in there pretty good. There you go. So he still works when these aren't connected. And then this piece is just slotted in like that, and you can just remove it completely. Like, you can see the slot, like right there. It just comes directly out. So since I'm doing Bendy and his head is gonna be completely one piece, I'm just gonna keep him headless and then build a head and like attach it to like sort of stay static if that goes on. And yeah, I think that's probably as far as I'm gonna go today on him. Let me kind of pop this back together a little just so he doesn't fall apart. Ooh, there we go. I'm just gonna tighten like 2 of the screws for now. And yeah, as an example, let me turn him back on. He still works. And if there are any parents in the audience that is trying to make one of these for like a kid or something, and you really don't want the Elmo talking music and all that stuff, but you want him to be able to still move, all you have to do is when you take them apart, go to the inside, find the speaker wire, and just trace it back to that motherboard, and then just unplug it from that. And then you can take the speaker completely out and he works exactly the same, it's just muted. And yeah. Is he gonna do it? Right. Got the Elmo. Elmo slide, the Elmo slide, the Elmo slide. Get off the floor, Elmo! Alright. And yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up for today's live stream, everybody. This was so much fun. I'll be real, I was kind of nervous about going live again, just because like anxiety and stuff, but kind of just doing like a chill stream like this once a week, I think will be good for me on like a mental health kind of thing, and also just fun for you guys as well. You got so many good clips. I'm so happy. But yeah, so like I said before, these live streams are gonna be a bit more on like the chill side, where it's not like an exact like we're only doing one thing on this stream. Like I did the little showcase earlier, and then we took apart Elmo here. Basically what I'm saying is, for this character and other ones, I am gonna work on them without being live, but I will give updates during the live stream basically on what I changed since the last one. And yeah, I think that was everything I wanted to say. I remember there was one more thing I wanted to do. So I'm currently making a TikTok. of oh! Sorry, of the little Bendy build. So as we go along, I'm gonna be basically like filming little updates during the live streams. Like I'm about to do it one right now, and then once that TikTok goes live, you guys will be like, oh, I remember seeing that filmed on the live stream. So let's see. At the moment, just doing a little. It's pretty simple. So now I'm just gonna continue recording. I'm gonna take my headphones off so I can actually get a good one. Alright, how am I gonna do this? I think last time I went like that. So we'll just go. Wait, no. Ooh. Oh, wait, should I put. Ooh, I have an idea. Wait. Ooh. I have my mirror. So I kind of wanna suggest. Oh, this has been a while. Because you'll be able to see me a little in the background here. In the mirror. Ooh. There we go. I can't see shit. It's topical, it's topical. Okay. It's like good old times. Ooh. Wait, 1, 2. Let's see, did that look good? I can work with that. Alright. This was so much fun. How do I... Here we go. Alright, I'm gonna wrap up this here. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Like I said, I'm starting an official streaming schedule. So if you want to become a channel member, there are currently new emojis, actually. I commissioned a really cool artist on Twitter to do some like goober emotes. So I have a few of those on here. I might be able to show off a couple of them in the live chat real fast. H. Who's H? Backspace. There we go. Sorry, my keyboard's like all the way over there. So I got like this little Sona guy. A little heart. We got 31 with like a thumbs up, like a little wah, and then like a little confusion, and then we got a cute little like, where is it? There it is. 2 little Sonas doing little heart hands. I think those are cute. But yeah, so those are officially channel member emojis. If you guys want to use them, you can, just by becoming a channel member. And yeah, I guess I don't really have an official sign off anymore, but I will see you guys next week. Yeah, I have to go all the way over there to hit the button. So just don't mind. Just don't mind me. Oh wait, just don't mind. Just don't mind me. Just gonna go. I lied. I actually, button's right there the whole time. On that note,